Good morning again. I remind you once again to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today I want to have a look at a rather difficult text. It's the text when Jesus went across the lake to the other side, to the land of the Gerasenes. And I'm taking this text, and I said it's difficult, because the three synoptics treat it, and they all present it in a different way. Matthew, which we'll look at today, presents it in a rather minimalist way. There are very few trimmings and details. And I was puzzled as to wonder, just what is Matthew trying to tell us here? What's his point? And the story of the text is that Jesus crosses the lake, comes ashore in the land of the Gerasenes, and two demoniacs, fierce demoniacs, the text tells us, come to meet him shouting, "What do you want with us, Son of God? Have you come to torture us before the appointed time?" And then later when Jesus doesn't answer, they say, "Well, if you're going to cast us out, cast us into the swine that are over there." And so Jesus simply says, "Go then." They go into the swine, and the swine rush down the cliff into the lake and drown. And then the swineherds rush to the village nearby, tell the people all about it, and then the people come to Jesus and ask him to leave their land, leave their territory. And he does. So there's nothing much more. And it's interesting that the two demoniacs, once cured, don't appear again in the text. The text continues with the evil spirits going into the swine. So I was thinking it's a pretty terrible sort of scene. These demoniacs are fierce, and no one could pass by that area. And also, they come from the tombs, and that's death. And then they choose to be sent into the swine. And pigs are symbolic. They're a very symbolic animal. The boar is normally symbolized as a murderer, whereas the sow is symbolized as the queen of hell. So you've got this scene into which Jesus comes, one of death, of murder, of violence, and so on. But the point is that Jesus is all the time in control. There's never any moment when Jesus is under threat or is concerned. They shout out, "What do you want with us, Son of God? And if you're going to cast us out, please do this. And Jesus does it. Go then. In complete control the whole way. So I'm wondering, what is Matthew trying to tell us? And I think he's trying to tell us that this Jesus of Nazareth, this carpenter's son, is a very powerful man. And this follows on from the previous text in the same gospel, in Matthew's, when Jesus calms the storm on the lake. And he shows Jesus there as having power over the elements. He calms the waters and he calms the wind and brings order, tranquility to the scene. And in this one today, he has power over the evil spirits. He casts them out. Complete control. And in tomorrow's text, Jesus is going to heal a paralytic. But before he heals the paralytic, he's going to forgive him his sins. And to show that he does have the power to forgive sin, he heals the man and sends him home. So Matthew, I think, is trying to present us with a Jesus who is powerful because of his relationship with God. Jesus is very close to God. And he's probably received the Spirit that is of God. He always does the Father's will. And in fact, he can call God Dad, Daddy, Pa, showing the intimacy, the relationship of son to father that Jesus of Nazareth, the carpenter's son, has with his God. And because of that, he has such power. And the power comes from God. And the power is for good. Thanks.